Okay, it's time for the Nerd Log. We have got two fun guests this week. We are talking about agent updates. We're talking about APM. We're talking about the core of New Relic, which I love. First, let's say hi to the co-host. Down and to the center. Wait, no, Amir. Down and to the center of the video, we've got Allie. Allie, say hi to the people.
Hi, everyone.
Allie,
happy to be back.
Which we will discuss in segment 2. That's what segment 2 is going to be. Is new haircuts. It's fantastic. So good.
Thank you.
And we have got Amir. We've got Moo here to talk to us first. Moo, say hi to the people. Tell them what you do for New Relic.
Hi, everyone. My name is Vu. I'm an engineer on the .NET agent team at New Relic. I'm excited to join the show.
Nice. So we're going to talk about some updated changes to the agent. Someone just said in the chat that I do not understand, but I'm curious what it might mean, Gabriella. Gabriella Ford, you said VOA, and I don't know what it means. Okay. So, Gabriella, if you want to explain what your comment means, I'd love to hear it. But otherwise, let's talk about, so what is changing about the .NET agent?
So we just recently released a new features in the latest release of the .NET agents. So if you heard of CosmosDB, we now auto implement all the CosmosDB call, which is very excited. For anyone that does not know what CosmosDB is a Microsoft proprietary database. Microsoft, they advertise it as a multi-model database. What it means is it's a one-stop shop for all the popular NoSQL databases. So if you're familiar with like MongoDB or Cassandra, etc., so now you can host those database model inside .CosmosDB, and Microsoft is making a big deal about it. So I'm excited to share. Now we the .NET agent instrument all the CosmosDB database call out of the box.
Yeah, so this is pretty exciting stuff because. So, one of the things that I always try to explain to people when I say and I got to do this bit at reInvent last week is, or if you're watching this several weeks from now, don't worry, you didn't miss anything. I was at reInvent a month ago, 2 months ago, whatever makes sense for you. I promise you were keeping up to date. You're doing a great job. Me and Ali were at reInvent. It was fun. It was in the past. It doesn't matter if you're watching this live. I love you no matter what. But, we sort of have this basic question of, hey, what is New Relic? Why New Relic? Why? And, I am a huge supporter of things like the Open Telemetry Project and other kind of open observability tools. When I try to explain to someone why you might be using like a New Relic agent and a New Relic dashboard, there's a lot I want to say about the actual service that we do with storing data and displaying it, letting you query all that stuff. But I also want to say, the agents do a lot. And one of the big things about them is we have kind of seen all of these libraries come and go, all these systems come and go, and we're able to automatically say, oh, you must be sending a request into MariaDB that is doing this, right? And so this is an expansion of that ability into the CosmosDB space where we're not just saying, hey, it took you this long to respond with this user lookup. We're saying, hey, specifically, you sent in a DB call. I'm sure we'll be looking at some of the data for that. But that's sort of one of the big things is like why you might want like an observability service is that a mature service should have like a ton of really common stuff auto-instrumented. And New Relic is definitely an example of that. And yeah, so I know that, so Cosmos is on the NoSQL side. It's like you can use whatever syntax, or you can set which syntax you want to support in CosmosDB. I have not gotten a chance to use it myself.
CosmosDB is just like a NoSQL databases where you can just store any kind of database data in there, and you can just like write SQL to query the stuff, and The thing about CosmosDB is like Microsoft, they advertise as a multi-model. So there are many different kind of,
Interesting.
Database model, for example, like graph models, which, basically MongoDB is using. And also, there's some other type of database model, for example, like table database model. Everything together.
Okay.
So,
Well, I've got to check that. Now, we do have a question from Creature Next, which is, will this feature be transitioning to the other agents? Now, obviously, it makes a lot of sense for the .NET agent, right, to be covering, right, a Microsoft-specific service. But do you know if there are plans to, for Ruby applications that may be hitting the same database?
I don't know much about the Ruby agents, but I'm pretty sure, Microsoft.
We got a strong no from our second guest.
Oh, okay.
Saying absolutely not.
So we do have a message.
Not yet.
CosmosDB
The answer is not
from
yet.
the Ruby agent, which is we will see you. No, seriously, there's definitely what I would recommend, by the way, if you have a combination of language and framework that you're not seeing auto answer in the New Relic, get in touch with your support people. Or if you're, if you talk every day to your New Relic account rep, get in touch with us. A lot of this is, frankly, what we see people doing. And we do some meta analysis where we look at how many people using one of our agents are doing stuff that is suggested that they're using some kind of framework. So a lot of it's based on that. Yeah, if you're looking for a particular thing, you should let us know, and we'll see what kind of support exists for it. Right now, I guess probably true that .NET's going to be a big focus, but I'd love to see this in action. So if you want to get your screen in shape or ready to go ahead and share this, let's go take a look.
And also, just to quickly add, if you have a new feature you should submit an issue on our GitHub repo or reach out to your support team.
Yeah. So I got my start with New Relic support, so I'll always say, hey, support at newrelic.com. Let's start there. That's a good place to start. But the community hub and a ticket on GitHub are both extremely good ways to get those needs docked up. But yeah, let me know when you're ready to switch over, and we'll start screen sharing.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's send it live. Azure
Okay.
Cosmos DB. We see Azure Cosmos DB.
Yeah, so this is the Microsoft page about Cosmos DB. But if you using .NET app and you want to consume Cosmos DB database, you need to use the Microsoft Azure Cosmos NuGet package in order to set up a client that you can query or create database call to the Cosmos DB database. So the latest .NET agents start to instrument call from these libraries. And let me hop over to my VM and I can show the real demo over here. So I create a .NET app. It's just a basic web app. And in here, I created two endpoint that I want to demo. So there's two endpoint. One is called create cell sample database. The other one is called find cells. So the first endpoint, what it's trying to do is, it just try and set up a sample database. I call it CosmosDB demo database. And it's also create something called sales collection. Think of collection in the Cosmos DB world is similar to database table. There are some terminology, when you move from SQL database to NoSQL database that I kind of still learning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of direct map to table.
Yeah. Of course, everyone's very proud that they don't have tables, but then it's like, okay, but where do all the customers go? They must go someplace, right? It's like, yes, sort of
Right.
physically they're not on a table, but it is a useful metaphor no matter whether or not you're using that specific implementation.
Right. Yeah. This endpoint is create database and create a collection, and in this collection is also trying to create a couple of get back. It's also create a couple of test items.
And Boo, could we get one more step of zoom in the code here? There we go. One more. Yes.
Okay.
I know we're missing some stuff cropped off, but it's so much more readable. We just love it. We love a large print experience for Visual Studio when we can. Okay, this is great. I love that we can. I didn't realize that Visual Studio lets you zoom with just one pane. I guess I'm used to using VS Code because I'm lazy, so I don't have all the advanced features.
Yeah. Continue on. So it create database and table, and also add couple of item in there, and for this specific example is adding some sales in here, and let me run the app. And here you go. Oh, I forgot to mention, on my VM, I also, install the CosmosDB emulator to set up the database.
Nice.
So that I don't have to pay for my demo. Okay, cool. So my app is running. And then let me hit the endpoint. Endpoint here is called create database sample. Oops. Yeah, I don't know why it's Googling it, but HTTP. Just kind of copy here.
I have also found myself, audience playing along from home, genuinely confused by the way that Chrome decides, hey, we're going to go ahead and show you, we're going to go ahead and Google this instead of just loading it. Like there's some decision about string setting. It's just not as straightforward as you would imagine.
Exactly. Yeah. I run into this all the time. Cool. So it looks like it's running. Let's say database created, and then you can go here, and then let me refresh the page. You can see the database got created, and you can see create the collection is also added, couple of cell orders in here. I created like 4 orders in general. And let me go back to the sample app. And in here also added another endpoint called file cells. So basically, I'm just it's a simple endpoint that you can enter like a cell ID order number in here, and it will query that cell order and then display information of that cell order to the page for you. So
it's a nice little demo setup. This is very, very well contained.
Yeah. So let me. Yeah. Okay. I got it here. And let me try to run. Cool. So it found the cell order number 1, and
nice.
Then it show all the information like purchase number, order date, stuff like that. Cool. And now let's switch to the APM and see what show up on APM. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna see data for this query right now. I love it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if we can do a step of zoom on the new Relic interface as well. Now, the Relic interface actually absolutely works at like 200% zoom, but obviously gets there's quite a bit more scrolling involved. So that's good. That's good. I think that'll keep. We'll still have visible data without having to scroll too much.
Yeah. So I'm on my staging account, and I can see my app showing up in here. Let me click on it, and yeah. So this is not new data. Yeah, you can see new data is coming in. So we're lucky.
Nice,
Hey,
nice. Yeah.
When the live demo works.
The bravery of live demos. We love it. So yeah, can we look at like what we're seeing like in a trace? Can we see like a bit of CosmosDB time in there?
Yeah.
CosmosDB. I'm having trouble with CosmosDB. Maybe I need to say it with an accent. Like CosmosDB.
Yeah. So
nice.
I'm going to district tracing tab in here, and I can see the create cell. What is it? Create cell sample transaction from the first endpoint that I hit earlier. Let's take a look at what is showing here, and then you can see the trace showing up in here. Yeah, just expand it. Yeah, so expand it. Yeah, so you can see all of the CosmosDB.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Yeah, we see like individual, like actual steps of that. It's not just, hey, this request took so long, but in like, hey, we had to create the collection. We had to get a get back saying, hey, probably the collection is created, and then create document as a separate step. Oh, that looks really nice.
Yeah, that looks really nice. Yeah, you can see all the steps that happen, in that transaction. So you see it trying to read database, trying to create database, and it's trying to read the collection and trying to create the collection.
It's kind of fascinating that the read database is like taking way longer, but that probably makes sense if you're doing like a locally emulated version of CosmosDB. That's like the 2-second step.
Yeah, the thing is, it trying to read the collection is because it trying to check whether or not the collection exists, and if not, it trying to create a collection. That's why you can see the 2-step over here. But yeah, that's what's happened right now, and you can also see it trying to create a bunch of documents which corresponding to the 4 item that I got created. It got created when I hit the endpoint. Yeah, you can see 4 of the database call that corresponding to those. Yeah, so when you click on one database call, you can see a bunch of information related to
that performance tab is one I always think is really critical because it's great to see on a single transaction. I mean, obviously this is a demo, right? So we're not going to have a lot of other spans to look at, but on that performance tab, you can see how frequently is this request called, or is this span observed, and what's its average performance, right? So right now, of course, it's a demo, right? So we don't have a whole bunch of past ones, but it's very easy when you're looking at a trace or in a log span of time to say, okay, it took 18 seconds one time, right? But that was just, we were unlucky, we had other factors or something. But this will really let you see, okay, how often is this called and what is that one span's response time? So that's not a whole request, it's just a chunk of the trace. And that seems like a really key piece of insight that you get from the new Relic interface.
Right. Yeah.
So this is really useful. Obviously, for people who are thinking about CosmosDB or people who are deep in it and want to get some data on it, this is a pretty key piece. Obviously, this is something where someone could sign up for the free tier if they're a .NET user and they could just try it out to start with. Do you have recommendations for you? I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward. It's automatic instrumentation, right? So get the .NET agent and install it. Update your agent today if you're running Cosmos and you already have the agent installed. But is there other stuff that you wanted to show us, Vu, or other stuff that you thought was important to see with this instrumentation?
Yeah, they're a little bit more.
Of course.
So for these call, you can see a bunch of attribute that created specifically to these instrumentation call. So you can see the DB collection, and the value is the name of the collection for sure, and you can see the instance name, which is the database name. Yeah, these you can. This is important because you can write a NERD query, to cater whatever information you can do, like account analysis or whatnot. And beside that, let's switch to a different trace. So I also hit another endpoint that trying to find the cell, not order. And in here, yeah, let me expand this. Yeah, so this is the database operation that happened, in that transaction. And the nice thing in here, it showed the query, that trying to query the cell order, and all the sensitive information is being obfuscated, which I think is nice. Customers don't want to share their sensitive information in here.
Oh yeah, I like this. Yeah.
Yeah, so we capture database query for some query call, and I think this is important so that they can know whether or not their query is performant. And sometimes people just sometimes some query might take a really long time, and they might want to improve the query to make it more performant. Yeah, I think that's it about the CosmosDB auto instrumentation.
Yeah, so this of course indicates a really critical thing where as we add new instrumentations, the stuff comes in as a first-class citizen. So you're able to do NERCL queries on it, run dashboards on it, and sort of get that full level of detail. It's not like, oh, now there's some new button hidden somewhere where you can look at your CosmosDB stuff separately from your other traffic and information. So that's pretty key. But I love this. I think that covers it. I think we should talk about the Ruby agent next. So folks, if you're watching on YouTube and you watch this one live, wait till tomorrow. But otherwise, if you're not doing that, which wouldn't make a ton of sense, you should probably look down at the links to the side here and take a look at updates for our Ruby agent. And otherwise, you should watch the Nerd Log every Thursday, except for day when it's Wednesday, and except for the next 2-3 weeks when we're not doing it. Because this is the last Nerd Log of the year, folks. It's a little bittersweet. We've had an amazing year with the Nerd Log. We've grown amazingly. We've done really cool stuff. And we're going to keep doing it for another year. Don't you worry. Sign up for a New Relic free account. Check out and get this stuff. We have a free tier for life. So if you're running a little CosmosDB operation for your own personal projects, for your proof of concepts, you're going to be able to instrument that for life with New Relic. Vu, is there a social media presence, or do you have social media you want people to follow? Or as I always like to ask, where do you want to be found?
That's a good question. That's a hard question, actually.
Are you on Twitch?
No worries. We will put, if you send me some social links, I will put them down in the show notes so that people who are watching after the fact on YouTube and LinkedIn and whatnot will see it. So if you really want people to come check out, your neighbor's GoFundMe or your SoundCloud or whatever else, we'll be able to link to that. Thank you so much. We're going to go to the Be Right Back screen, and we're coming back with Kayla talking about the Ruby agent. Okay, folks.